Hi everyone, it's Monica and welcome back to Taylor-Made Cards for You. Well, today I'm here to share with you one of the new releases over at Spellbinders. And if you like sealed waxed items, you're going to love this new release. I picked up two of the sealed little embellishment items, and one of them says the Merry Christmas and one of them says do not open until December 25th. And I love working with these because they're so fun. So I want to show you today how I put together 3 cards that are pretty elegant, just using some really fancy cardstock and a few items from this new release. And it's really easy to put these together, so I want to show you just real quickly how easy it is. Now, to make these cards, I wanted it to be somewhat elegant, but I wanted it to be simple. So if you use glitter paper or if you use the shiny metallic paper, it always creates great cards. And then I went ahead and I used some of my embossing folders to create some texture on the backgrounds. And then once I had the paper layered, then I went ahead and I added one of the little dies from the new release. And I love this die because it really looks like it's string tied around the cardstock, but really it's just paper. So it opens up all sorts of possibilities to be able to mix and match your paper, or I should say your string to your paper, because again, it is paper. And you can cut your die using the same paper, using your background or any other of your pieces that you choose to use on your card. What I also love about this die is it doesn't create a lot of bulk. A lot of times when I wrap string around my cards to create that extra embellishment, it creates a little bit of bulk. But with this paper, because the way it's staggered, it doesn't create any bulk at all. So it's easy to go ahead and add it to your cardstock and not create extra weight. And even if you want to add the stamp seals, again, you don't have a lot of texture to be able to have to stamp through that. Now I'm also adding a few more embellishments here that are also part of the new sealed collection. And I love these little squigglies. They create just really fun backgrounds, and they are great to just add as extra interest. Now for the wax seals, I went ahead and I played with them ahead of time. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to go ahead and see if I can create some perfect round wax seals. And I was successful on a couple of them, but not all of them. And this takes just a little bit of practice, which I intend on doing. But what I love about these seals is you can make them ahead of time and put them in a little baggie. And then when you're ready to put your cards together, you can just add some adhesive to add to your cardstock. Now, it's not to say you can't add the wax directly onto your cardstock. You can certainly do that, but you have to be aware of some warping when you do that. So just be careful and definitely try it out before you commit to a beautiful card. And it just takes a little bit of pressure to glue that down. I went ahead and I added my wet adhesive, and then I just held it down for a couple of seconds to make sure that it grabbed onto the paper. And then I noticed some of my little squiggly lines were a little bit loose, so I just added a little bit of adhesive to help tack it down. And then it's ready to be added to a card base. Alright, so the next card I want to show you is this gold card that actually is already made. When I realized I was taping, when I was creating the gold card, I didn't realize my camera wasn't on. So you're just going to see me finishing up this card here. But again, just using the metallic paper creates just some really elegant Christmas cards. And I love how I did the tone on tone where I used the gold metallic paper, and then I also cut out the dies using the same metallic paper. And then for the gold seal, I used the Merry Christmas once again, and I just added it right in the middle to create a really simple, elegant card. I think this one is my favorite. Now I want to remind you, this is part of my 12 Weeks of Christmas series, so be sure to check out the links below for the products that I'm using to create these cards. And don't forget to check out the link to head over to the Advent calendar to pick up your freebie. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up this card by, again, adding just a little bit of adhesive to the dies to have them not flop around. And then it is ready to put onto a card base. Alright, so let's go ahead and head over to the third card. And again, I am using metallic paper, but this time I used some metallic paper that already had some design to it. The first 2 cards I used some embossing folders to create the texture, and those came out wonderful. But for this 3rd card, I wanted to go ahead and find some paper that already had some design. And when I was kind of flipping through my stash, I found this paper, and I just love it. I just love these metallic circles, and I love how shiny it is, and I thought it would make a perfect Christmas card. So once again, I took this die and I added some adhesive and I wrapped it around my card base. And it's really easy to do this because, as you can see, you have that circle on one side and then you have the rectangle on the other side. So you just have to easily add some adhesive and fold it over, and it creates a perfect string effect. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my wet adhesive to the back of my cardstock to add it to that silver metallic paper. And then I just simply added it to the silver metallic paper, and I pressed down and I waited for it to dry. Now, as you can see, again, you don't have a lot of bulk with this design using this die, because typically when you're wrapping string or something around your base, it's going to go on the back, but all you have are those 2 little pieces that you folded over. You have that little circle, and then you have that little rectangle that you folded over, so you don't have a lot of bulk, which is great. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some embellishments here using, again, those dies from the sealed collection over at Spellbinders, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to help those stems stay in place. And then I'm going to come in again with these squiggles. This set actually has a leaf set, which is very elegant. And then it has those squiggles that I shared before. And I'm sure that's the official name, right? Squiggles. And I just think they're so cute. And they create really, really great backgrounds. And I just love the simplicity of these cards. I mean, there's not much to them, but they're very elegant. And then when you actually add the little wax seal, it really finishes off the card. So I just think these are fantastic, and I'm so excited to be able to play with this set. So once I had my little leaves and my squigglies in line, it was time to go ahead and add my wax seal. And I had the idea to try something different. As you saw in the past couple of cards, I added some glue to the back. But I thought, hey, what would happen if I heated up the back of the wax seal just a little bit, so that way it does have some wet wax to be able to adhere to the card. And surprisingly enough, it worked. I mean, of course, you don't want to heat it up too much because you'll end up messing up your seal. But it was just enough to be able to add a little bit more adhesive to the back of the seal. So I think I'm going to continue to try this technique. I think when I create some more seals, I'm going to make them a little bit thicker, so that way I have some more wax on the background. And then when I'm ready to use them, I'll just heat up the back of the wax seal to add to my paper. Now, as you see, I did add a little bit of glue because I just wanted to make sure that it would adhere, but I think the wet wax would really work on its own. So that's all I have today, guys. I mean, I finished off these cards adding a few brads just to add a little bit more embellishment and a little bit more bling. And then they were ready to be added to my cardstock. So I'm really excited to be playing with this set, like I said. And if you like wax seals, you're going to love this new set by Spellbinders. They have some wonderful seal stamps. Not just Christmas, but other occasions as well. And then they have some great dies to go with it as well. So check them out. I'll make sure that I leave links below. So if you do want to check out Spellbinders, you can do that today. And with Black Friday going on, I think you might be able to even find some deals. So if this is something you're interested in, be sure to check it out today. All right, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to check out the links below for your Advent calendar freebie. And we'll see you again next time. Have a great weekend. Bye.